Monday, little boy wanna cook, so let's crank up the beef and get back to the shows. In Miami, we beat Peter Boat. Put the bulletproof back on the road. In a minute, it's been so long. Ever wonder that I was doing wrong? I'll tell you, hold up, I'm switching up the tone. Me, you niggas couldn't see me with a song. If a nigga didn't never see me, probably when he be rapping all alone. He young gunner didn't get a season. You niggas will never put it on. I can stop, I gave what was needed. Yeah, I know y'all won't wanna put me on. Keep it cool, but they got me heated. And I'm about to show 'em how it go. Like a river, I show 'em how it flow. After showing, they know I'm my MO. If you don't go with me, don't do what I do. Think you the one, but he really the two. Better get low when I hit at your crew. I'm sitting the cleaners through. I'm barely not sober, they thinking it's over. You niggas ain't seen my move. They set me down like I went out of space, now I gotta go back to the moon. Nigga back over the trees. Niggas still rolling, we back on the E. I'm still having soldiers to handle the need. The vengeance is giving them ease. You talking that ratchet with all of that cheese. We having some lemons to squeeze. I let you be and do whatever I please. You know she do good on her knees. I finally discovered the breed. I'm glad I can see I'm the one they discussing. It ain't about the money you got me discussing. You like it, then he gotta love it. He hope I suit down just to get up and close to a nigga, cause I'm up above it. My homie keep begging to clean up a couple of niggas, but I ain't really budging. Gotta watch for the loss, so I really can't talk to you niggas. But fuck it. I'm over boss and I gotta be cautious, cause niggas don't keep it 100. It ain't my fault that I had to fall out with you niggas, but fuck it. Ain't having time to be tongue. Wrestling with niggas, come see me in public. You can't be trusted, you gotta watch out for you people. Cause shit'll get ugly and you could be lucky if you could look out for your people. When he ain't had nothing and try to make something, we looking through hate for a needle. When you ever fall down in your back, hit the ground, better pray to the God you don't need them. Yeah. If you don't go with me, don't do what I do. Think you the one, but he really the two. Better get low when I hit at your crew. I'm sitting the cleaners through. I'm barely not sober, they thinking it's over. You niggas ain't seen my move. They set me down like I went out of space, now I gotta go back to the moon.
Today, we're going to talk about Jayden Daniels, fantasy football waiver wire pickups, and the MLB slate. This is Behind the Lines. Well, Chad, I thought we were going to get through an entire football game without Jalen Hurts doing something stupid, but then he did this. How are people still in on the Eagles? It makes no sense. This team is a fraud. Jalen Hurts is a fraud. Sirianni's a fraud. This defense is bad. Jalen Hurts has lost a step. He had one good season. Be realistic. This guy's a pick machine. He's inaccurate, and he's not a great passer. Jalen Hurts is a fraud, and so are the Eagles. Go ahead and give me the Rockies on the ML. And I want to fade Arizona once again. No chance they lose a second game in a row to the Rockies, right? No chance.
Snell's locked in, Krabs. The Orioles bats are awful. We're taking it. More so just to make dudes pissed off, really, is why I'm taking it.
I mean, gentlemen, the White Sox are 35-115. They've won 10% of their games for the season in the last 3 fucking games. Whoever is in charge of that squad, organization, program, minor leagues, major leagues, should be fired and not allowed in the sport ever again.
Say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments, regardless.
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Tuesday, episode 551 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your hosts, Krabs, Jovan, and Bookit with Trent, presented by Bookit Sports. If you're not tracking your bets on Bookit, what are you doing? Start today, change your life. Start tracking your fucking bets over on Bookit Sports. Could not be easier. Trent, Jovan, how we doing? Happy Tuesday. Trent, I could tell by your face, you've seen some cake in recent games. Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Got absolutely stained last night with some cake, fading your Manders, who look like a sneak wag. I know you're bricked up.
Having some trouble hearing you a little bit. We'll turn your mic up a speck. But what a game last night for Jayden Daniels. What a game for the Commanders and our fans who deserved one more than most. We'll talk about that game in a little bit here, guys. We'll go over some fantasy football waiver wire pickups. We're going to talk about the MLB slate. We might even take a peep at the WNBA playoffs. We got some games tonight there. And we'll recap some of the weekend's plays in NFL and college as well here, gents. Why don't we go ahead and hop right into it? We'll recap the weekend squad rides. Friday was cake. Saturday and Sunday, great fucking plays. Hilarious. We had the Ravens ML when Goots was out in Vegas, taking a rare PTO. And the Ravens came through and cashed. Let's fucking go, Goots. Let's fucking go. King of the boards from last week as well. Let's take a peep at that puppy. Wow, not our best week, but Jovan, you pulled it out. Shout out Nick Nash, a.k.a. Prime Stephon Diggs.
Megatron, dude.
Goated.
That's why he's in the fucking hall.
Shout out San Jose State, man. They're them. Even with that loss to Wazoo, they look good, man. And Nash, he will be an NFL wide receiver. Okay, go ahead and put him on your dynasty sleeper picks for next year's draft. Unbelievable. Hail Mary 5 guys. This is where I start to get pissed off a little bit here, gents. Gosh, man. Dolphins, cake. Didn't matter, though, because the Jags were the worst play of all time last night as well. I was going to be extra pissed if the Dolphins cost us that Hail Mary, just like the ratchet Panthers did in week 1. Honestly, kind of happy the Jags didn't come through there, so it wasn't missing by one leg. And the 5 guys lineup, I mean, Sam Laporta's fucking ankle exploded. Whittington, close but no cigar. Mendoza, no shit square. The other 2 were green, but not our best work, Jovan.
Yeah, hand up on 5 guys. So that's B Krabs. That's all me. I think the other 2 squares were yours, or the green squares were yours.
They were.
For the most part. Yeah.
It's a team effort, though.
This week, I'm putting green in 5 guys. And we're cashing that shit.
What's going on over there, Trent?
He's looking at Sam Laporta Square.
How many units?
A lot.
Have you even done that math? Shit. We'll just move because that is way too many units to probably even joke about. How about the Saturday, Sunday meat sheets? I know we already addressed this quickly yesterday, but I wanted to go ahead and shout us out once again. Saturday, Legacy Day. Sunday, have to be better, especially with the prize pick squares. But overall, for the weekend meat sheets, we take that. Way more green check marks than red X's. We move.
Hell of a lot more, especially from Saturday. Saturday, we got some dog winners too, which was huge.
Yeah. Great day Saturday. Let's run that back.
A lot of green over there for the book plays. Can we go check that out again?
Yeah, let's go look at it.
Like you either got to, it's always a give or take. You're never going to go like 70% on both the book plays and the PP. Something's got to give, you know?
Yeah, you got to make a choice. We did on the books.
Dude. Wait, so Krabs, Saturday you went 13-0, am I correct?
Nah, 8-0 for me.
Oh.
On the plays that I locked in.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, those don't grow on trees.
No.
But to be fair, the college football plays before that were absolute moose shit. So, yes, we are up units on the college football season now. I mean, it took an 8-0 day. But that was some serious positive regression right there, Trent. We were due for one, and we got it. I mean, the whole left side of that fucking straight bet sector on the Saturday meat sheet was great. Crazy.
Am I still super quiet, Krabs?
No, you sound better.
Okay.
You sound better. Chat, let us know how we sound. How do we look? Let us know in the chat. Can you guys hear us well? Can you see us well? Let us know. Give me a update in the chat. Let's keep moving here. Let's go to the NFL and college football preview recaps. We'll take a peep at this puppy real quick. How did we do overall? I did pretty solid. Jovan, not your best week. We'll bounce back this week. Trent, you smacked both prize pick squares. Sure.
For college or for NFL? College, I'm seeing cake.
NFL.
Yeah, for college cake, but NFL. The king.
I mean,
you did pretty solid.
I was in my
prize pick squares, at least.
I was in my fucking dub.
College for me was really good. The only loser was that over in New Mexico, and that lost by 1 point. Jovan, Jesus, man. College for you as well. Only 1 loss, and it was a prize pick square.
Yeah.
Insane.
It was legacies.
Insane.
As soon as I saw the over in Michigan, which was disgusting, and Navy destroy Memphis outright to start the day, I knew we were onto something. I really wish
we were in biz.
I wish the 1X that we had could have been FSU on the ML, but I knew that shit was hitting all fucking week, and I hated it.
Yep.
So I live with it.
My 2 college prize pick squares were some of my worst work.
That was.
I mean, Jackson Arnold just got benched for a freshman on Oklahoma, yes. And Miller Moss indeed did throw a pick.
I don't know if you fellas have. Sorry, I don't know if you have the sub whales pulled up, but don't want to miss these. Johns, Reichholtz, Andrew Chaco, Heavy's bets, Woozy thoughts, Cam is money, and DeGen Weekly resetting for 30 months.
Subs.
W's, gents. Attaboy Trent. Do not let those subbies get swept. We appreciate you, boys. Hype train is moving and grooving. Let's have an absolute Tuesday. Let's have a Tuesday. Hope you guys all enjoyed the Jayden Daniels show last night. I certainly did.
You just squeaked that in there, Krabs.
Hell yeah, I squeaked it in. I hope everybody's, vibes are up today. People are feeling good. They're happy. They're excited. Maybe they even cashed on the Commanders at plus chick last night on the ML. Let's keep moving and grooving here. Power through the recaps. Also, Trent, I want to give you your flowers real quick on the under in your NFL weekend preview. That was probably the freest bet of the weekend, and you did say that was your favorite play of the weekend.
Dude,
so W played there.
Yes, and
Love that.
also want to note, Krabs, that I think that Cardinals-Lions game should be investigated, considering how fucking fluke that shit was, bro. It sold my $7,000 cheeser last leg for the third week in a row.
It always comes down to one leg, bro. It's crazy how that works. It's crazy how that works.
With this happening, back-to-back weeks, Lions overs have chalked the cheeser. There's no way it happens a third time. What do you think?
You're saying you want to go back to the well one more time and see if you can sneak in a little over in the Lions game this weekend?
Honestly, it could be a shit play. They play the Seahawks, who haven't let up 200-plus yards passing to a quarterback yet. Granted, they've played 3 horrible quarterbacks. But I don't know. Conversation for a different day.
Yeah, that is Monday Night Football coming up. And I'll tell you right now, the total's down from 49 to 47. I certainly will not be on points in that game, especially with how the fucking Lions offense has looked and how much I want to fade the Seattle offense. And maybe the Lions defense will actually fucking wake up and get going for once this season. Maybe that's what they need to get them moving and grooving. I would probably stay away from that over again, but we'll get to that Monday night game later in the week. We'll touch on it. For now, let's keep moving and grooving here, gents. Let's go to the squad ride from yesterday. I don't have any words or comments here. I mean, that's just the worst play of all time.
Shit play, shit team, man. Can't really say much else.
Shit. We got D Decker coming in, resubbing. We appreciate you, D Decker. W's hype train level 2 is rolling. Jovan, any comments on your favorite play of the year? Jags +5.
I mean, there's horrendous play, horrendous team.
Horrendous.
I liked it a lot, too. Not just going to throw Jovan on the bus, but I will make one joke. Yes.
Fair.
Shit. All right. Sharp report from yesterday. Almost done these recaps. Oh, man. 2 and 3 for me. That over was free. Jags was cake. Blue Jays was cake. Why am I betting baseball on days where there's football? Josh Allen did not throw a pick. Thanks, Trent. Although he had 7 opportunities to. I don't know why I'm blaming you.
He was trying so hard that whole game to throw a pick.
That cost me a fucking entry.
Yeah. I'll tell you what didn't cost any entries, though, is the Jamar Chase and Terry McLaurin combo receiving yards. Probably the best play of the NFL season. Great looking play.
Literally.
Great looking play. All right, let's keep moving and grooving here. We did the sharp reports. We did the squad ride. We recapped all the weekend stuff. Let's get to some good shit from last night, gents. And let's talk about Jayden Daniels. I promise I'll keep this under 4 minutes. Okay, Jovan, you can cut me off if I spend too much time on Jayden Daniels slurpage. But, gentlemen, I mean, last night, you got to be pretty impressed with what you saw last night from Jayden Daniels on the road against a Bengals team with their backs against the wall, needing a win, right? We know the fucking stat. Teams that start out 0-3, they never make the playoffs. Their season's pretty much done. Bengals needed one bad, and we went in there into Cincy and took their fucking lunch money. We dominated. Absolutely dominated. And for the second game in a row, no turnovers, no punts. Tress Way is even still on the fucking team. I can't even tell you. It's night and day.
Quinn knows he's going to have to score some points tonight. Daniels lets it go for the first down and plenty more. McCaffrey. Let's see where he steps out of bounds. Right there.
We're only in week 3 here, gents. I'm so impressed not only with the Commanders.
And they marked him at the 2. That's a good mark. This is a good job by Jayden Daniels. Luke McCaffrey was expecting it in that first window, and he didn't get it, so he stays on the move. He gets on the other side of the linebacker. Second down and 5. Good protection, aired out. McLaurin. He's got
from the game.
He has the clip audio up, full volume.
That could be it.
Might be better now.
Chat, let me know if it's better now, please.
Let them know.
Okay.
Please let me know. Drop some W's if the audio is better, please.
Yeah, there we go.
W.
We got some W's now. Dubs. Okay. Good.
It should have no audio. I don't know what happened.
Still working out the kinks here with OBS, but we're getting better every day. Jayden Daniels, let me wrap this up real quick. If you were not impressed watching him not only use his legs at times and juke out defenders so much that he juked himself out when he was trying to run and get first downs, which was so impressive last night. He also slid at times for the first time in his NFL career, which is fucking huge. He made all the right throws. He was extremely accurate. He was smart. And for the first time this season, the Commanders did not run a simple college offense. They stretched the field and found immense success the first time they tried it. I am fucking stoked. This is the happiest I've been about this Commanders team since 2012 when RG3 took over. I mean, the NFC East is rat shit. The Giants are fucking terrible. The Cowboys are frauds, although they'll start picking it up and playing better here, in coming weeks. The Eagles are actually frauds. Jalen Hurts stinks. I'm not worried about them. We always play the Eagles well. Who's to say the Commanders can't win the NFC East this year? And I'll tell you what, Jayden Daniels is now the favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year in the NFL, as he should be, at plus 170. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm just fucking excited. We have a QB for the first time in 15 years, right? You guys tell me if I'm wrong, but was that not one of the most impressive performances from a rookie QB you've ever seen in the NFL?
No, that was electric, Krabs. I'll be the first one to tell you when you're biased and when your teams are rat shit. The Hokies are rat shit. Jayden Daniels, I am fully in on, and he was fantastic last night, and I will continue supporting him like I did from the start of the season. And Commanders, especially with the schedule they have coming up the next couple weeks, very questionable, winnable games. I know it feels like they can win to anybody or beat anybody and lose to anybody. So we'll see how they do in the next couple weeks. I'm really excited to see. And shout out Aries for the 10 gifted Subarooskies.
Bro, 10 piece?
Death taxes, Aries subbies.
Aries, bro, you're fucking him.
Yep.
You're actually him.
Aries over 9.5 subs.
Another free over once again. Unbelievable. Let's fucking go, Aries. He was hype about Jayden Daniels last night. Love to see it. Hype train moving and grooving as well. And yes, greatest Cavs, rare Krabs W last night. Watching the Commanders take care of business.
Krabs needed
Super
one.
Rare.
Krabs needed one like Ma.
Kind of reminds me of watching a Jets game with Mikey. I feel like you and Mikey both have been waiting for years to have some competent offense drive you down the field for once.
Dude, yeah. It's been forever. This is the best I've felt about the Commanders literally since RG3 in his rookie season when he was uncoverable and teams could not figure out how to fucking stop the play action. This is literally the most hyped I've been since then in over 10 years. I'm stoked. Jayden Daniels is him. We found our QB. He might be better than Caleb Williams, at least of right now. I mean, it's not even close. I still believe in Caleb. He'll be fine. But as of right now, Jayden Daniels, best rookie QB. And it's not even close.
Yep.
Gosh, man. We'll see what happens this coming week. They play on the road at Arizona. Cliff Kingsbury revenge game after, a massive W on the road, 2 in a row as well for the Commies. Playing Arizona, who's 1-2 coming off that bad loss. Arizona's still -3.5. That's not a great sign for the Commanders this upcoming weekend. But, I'm going to celebrate right now and keep the vibes up, and I'm not going to bitch too much about the upcoming loss. I'm happy. We're 2-1. We're in first place. Shout out the Commies. All right?
There we go.
Now, I do have to bitch about something, though. It can't all be happy. It can't all be happy. It can't all be good. This is still BTL. This is still Krabs. Let's hop in and do a little steam Krabs here, gentlemen. This one will not take long, but you're going to want to hear it. Gutsy, run that shit. Well, Jovan, hate to bring this up again, but T. Higgins cost us, a combined $10,000 last night. Yep. Hate to say it. It's just how it is. It's just simple, cold, hard facts. We had a 4-man demon lineup that we crafted, a second before the fucking game started. We locked it in. And T. Higgins was that last leg that we threw in there to make it a 4-man, juice it up a little bit. I mean, we knew with that being the case, locking it in with that final, leg in there a couple seconds before kickoff, we knew that was going to be the leg that cost us. And what do you know? Terry McLaurin shows up. They stretch the field, and it's not, a college offense anymore. Terry McLaurin, fuck it. He's down there somewhere. He's him. Terry McLaurin, wide receiver 1, still confirmed. Joe Burrow, passing yards. That was free as well in an L game script for them. Austin Eckler, even with a concussion, scored a touchdown. I felt that one of my plums. W. Austin Eckler, he's him. I hope he plays this upcoming week. It all came down to T. Higgins, who had plenty of opportunities. He literally had 2 touchdown passes that were either, PIs or drops or terrible throws. We'll take a peep at this first one. Guys, when this ball was thrown, I thought this was it. I thought we were cashing. We'll take a peep at this first throw. Shout out Joe Burrow for not being locked in the fucking red zone and overthrowing his guy T. Higgins. Oh, And he was so close to still making the play. He caught the ball, couldn't get 2 feet in. That one stung.
Audio
cake. But wait, there's more, gents. He also dropped a touchdown on the second to last play of the game. Just to jog your guys' memory. That one probably even worse, to be honest with you. I mean, look at this shit. Jovan.
Had him one-on-one.
He makes that catch. We make a combined 10K.
I don't get why you have this insanely surgical slip. You've been slurping Jamar Chase for a week and a half straight in this matchup, and you go T. Higgins.
I feel like we were pretty set on a touchdown guy. 2 yards, 2 touchdowns. That was the formula.
I don't think they had a Jamar Chase tutty up before the game, did they not?
What do you mean? I had it a billion units on it.
It was a
regular square, Trent. It wasn't a demon.
I will put a demon line. My fucking nuts on tape that it was a demon.
It was, but by game time, it was not.
That's crazy.
It was moving back and forth between a demon and a normal square pretty much all day.
Yeah. So by the time we were locking in this lineup seconds before the game, it was not a demon.
Chat, do you know why they haven't updated Josh Allen's picks season long yet?
Trent, oh, wait. Shut the hell up, man. We don't need anything.
Well, go and lock in a Josh Allen pick for this weekend. Unbelievable. Shout out T. Higgins for costing us almost 10 racks last night. All he had to do was fucking come down with one of those tutties. Shout out Joe Burrow for overthrowing him and not finding his guy in his first game back. Brutal. Oh, all right. Let's keep moving and grooving, gents. Let's move on to some stuff for today. We've got a baseball game starting up here in, I believe, a few minutes, although I'm seeing sources are telling me it might be delayed.
Yeah,
is this true?
Rain delay.
Is this true? Okay. Rain delay. Do you guys have any plays in Rays versus Tigers? Trent's Scooball is involved in this game. Any angles from either of you two gents?
My angle here, you got all the degens around the globe itching, coming off of last night's doubleheader, itching for action. They look at this game, they see how red hot the Tigers are with the ace Cy Young on bump. I'm not taking a bet in this game, but Rays are probably coming for coin.
This is a very meaningful game too for both teams. Obviously, everybody knows the Tigers, but the Rays sneakily 4 games back. So I mean, their really only hope is to beat the Tigers and sweep them in the series. So this is back against the wall for them and back against the wall for both teams. And now the game just got moved up because there's going to be weather later, and they're already dealing with a rain delay. They may not score many runs doing it, but seem to be the only one thinking the Rays have a shot in this one. Surely that goes well with Scooball and a rain delay with the Tigers. So if you want to lay minus 190 with Scooball, have fun.
I don't want to lay minus 190 with the fucking Tigers, and I don't want to bet on the Tampa Bay Rays. So
yeah, it's like a stay away game, right? Other gun to my head in GTA, I'd probably take the Rays plus 1.5 in this game to keep it close to the low scoring affair.
It's a little juicy because it's total 6.5. I was looking at that too. I just took the ML.
Oh, you did take them?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you cut the U's down? What'd you do?
Yeah, well, half U.
Half unit on the ML? All right.
Yeah.
Sure. Chat, if you need an early play, I mean, you could tell not super duper confidence, but Jovan does have a sprinkle half unit on the Rays ML. I don't mind the Rays plus 1.5 if you want to, put more like a unit on it and eat a little bit of juice. But I think Jovan's probably got the right play there. Half U, weird game, weird spot, fading an ace, fading the red hot Tigers. Maybe you're better off just putting half U on the Rays ML instead of a full U on the juice. All right. Yeah, I'm not playing anything in that early game. It should start up here in a couple minutes, but it is delayed. Chat, keep us updated on that puppy. Let us know when we get first pitch. We will come back and circle back to the rest of the MLB slate today, gentlemen. But for now, why don't we take a look at the Bookit Fantasy Football League? We're going to take a peep at this update, gents, and then we'll look at some waiver wire pickups for the people, try to help them out for their claims this week, and then we'll get into the sharp report.
Are we going over goat whale updates by chance?
Yes, we will. That'll be after waiver wire, if that's cool.
Sure.
let's take a peep at the Bookit Fantasy Football League. I want to look at the standings here, show the people what we got crafting up, and see how these matchups went this past weekend. Did you two gents catch a W?
No. I got shit on.
Okay.
Who'd you lose to? I was trying to get pretty cute with my lineup because the second I saw Shelly had the Chase and Rashi stack, I know my team had no shot from the jump in this week. So, I mean, not that they really put their best foot forward, but just absolute smackage.
Yep. I mean, Shelly's team's good.
Yeah.
They're 3-0. Undefeated. Second place. Trent, who'd you lose to this week? Was it Dave?
Yeah. I got
Dave
funny
had back
Marco
against the wall there, 0-2. He needed a win.
What could funny Marco want at this hour? No way he wants MLB gobs.
Bro.
Yeah, I got steamrolled, dude. After scoring the most points of the season out of any team last week, I think I might have had the lowest.
Regression week. Coming back down to earth a little bit. My team is fucking insanely good. I'll say it again. I've said it before. In first place now. 3-0. Putting up hella points. Neighbors know my name. Malik Neighbors carrying my team this year. He's him.
Krabs' team is gross.
He's him. Yeah, my team's nasty. Gosh, man, I'm happy. I feel good. 3-0, right ahead of Challie in first place in the Bookit League. We'll see how long it lasts. Okay. Can we look at the standings really quick, Gootsy, for the peeps? There they are. Sure. Trent, Jovan, you guys got a little bit of work to do, but hey, I didn't hear no bell. Everybody's still in it at this point. How are we feeling about your guys' squads heading into week 4?
Feeling all right.
I've just been a really bad manager so far. I keep making the wrong decisions. I put guys on my bench who have 30, start guys who have 2.
Yeah, can we click on your team real quick? Because I know you started one guy that probably cost you the week at running back.
Yep.
Right? Ramondre Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll do it. Ramondre Stevenson coming off of 0.3 points. He sucks. He's terrible.
Bro. Goff is only projected 13 points next week. That's horrible.
Ay.
Oh.
And didn't you have Ramondre on your bench the first 2 weeks? He went nuclear, and then you start him week 3, and he plays like shit?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Sure. Unbelievable. Okay. Chat, hope your guys' fantasy teams are doing pretty good. Anybody still undefeated in any leagues? Let me know. We got first-time chatter, Wager 317 coming in. Sure. W Wager. Love to see it. Anybody else 3-0 in any other leagues? Let me know. We can keep moving and grooving here. Would love to talk about some waiver wire pickups for chat for you guys. We could talk through some of these names. Some big-time claims coming up this week. If you need reinforcements, guys, we've got some people for you. Some players we want to add. We could start with QBs. You guys are going to think I'm crazy with this one, but Daniel Jones. If you need a QB this week in your fantasy league, I think Daniel Jones is a really good pickup for 1 week this week, and that's it. We saw their offense improve a little bit last week with that W, and I still think Daniel Jones has a lot to prove, and he still needs to prove to his fucking Giants that he's the QB1 of the future. And Malik Neighbors is fucking him, so we know that. We also know that the Cowboys love giving up rushing yards to opposing QBs, and Daniel Jones, whenever he plays the Cowboys, runs wild. So he's going to rack up plenty of rushing yards. That's probably why his fantasy score or his projected fantasy score is so high for this week. And this is a game where I think we'll see a lot of points. I like the over. I do like the Cowboys on the road laying 4.5. But I like points in this game, and I think it could be a W game script for Daniel Jones, whether they're somehow pulling off an upset, which I'm not expecting. Obviously, he need to rack up some points both on the ground and through the air for that to happen. Or what I'm expecting really to happen is the Cowboys to win this game big. Giants getting some garbage time yards. Daniel Jones running around like a chicken with his head cut off against that moose shit Cowboys defense. I think DJ has a pretty good day fantasy-wise. Maybe the Giants don't win this game, but with that total moving up, I think he leads that offense and puts up another good number in fantasy this week.
Yeah, I can't say I disagree too much. This could be one of the couple times Daniel Jones actually has a good game against the Cowboys. It doesn't look like moose shit. It's just the weakest their defense has been in, I guess, out of all the times he's played them, damn near.
The Cowboys are in a bad spot. A lot of drama with that team right now. It's pretty clear that Dan Quinn leaving has left that defense in turmoil. Micah Parsons not being the leader they need. CeeDee Lamb whining and not, talking to the media after the game, just fucking hiding. Not a great time to be on the Cowboys. This is probably when you buy stock in them and lay it with the spread. But I do think this is also a time where Daniel Jones can rack up some fantasy points, either in garbage time or pulling off the upset. Another QB that could be a decent pickup this week could be Andy Dalton for the Panthers against his former team and the Bengals, who clearly have a moose-shit defense. The total in this game up from 46 to 48 after last night's game with the Bengals. We know the offense wasn't the issue really for the Bengals. It was that defense. And I think Andy Dalton at home against his former team is a great narrative here. I'd rather pick up Andy Dalton than a lot of other QBs on the waiver wire this week. Herbert, Kirk Cousins, Stafford. I'd rather have Andy Dalton in my lineup personally.
Yeah, I don't think it's even close. I mean, that's my favorite waiver wire pickup, completely unbiased. I mean, we saw what Jayden did to that defense, and even if you take out the rushing aspect of it, this is going to be hilarious to watch that unfold.
Bro, that's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
Who wins that game?
That is a Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Who wins it?
I like the over in that game, over 48, up from 46. But if I had to bet something, I'd take the Panthers again here, plus 4.5. I'll tell you right now, though, I'm not betting aside.
Yeah, that's a tough one because
Bengals probably win that game on the ML.
Yeah, I feel like that's a weird 3-point Bengals win, or it's back and forth the entire game, and it's who gets the ball last.
Nobody's going to want to bet the Bengals. Panthers might be a little bit trendy. They make that QB change. They look fucking great, right? They might attract some bets this weekend. People are going to start saying and thinking the Bengals actually suck. Probably not when you want to fade the Bengals this week and take the Panthers after that great week. It's probably the Bengals on the ML, but you will not see me on it. You will not see me on it. But keep that back pocket for the Surge 6. You might need it. Okay.
Yeah.
Jovan, Geno Smith for Seattle. Any thoughts on picking up him at QB?
Yeah. I mean, I've been preaching from the mountaintops when there hasn't really been all that much consistency from quarterbacks. He's been one of the sneaky guys that's given you, I don't know, was it 15 to 17 almost week in, week out? This seems like a pretty weird matchup Monday night against the Lions. So, I mean, not my favorite spot for him, but it feels like he's a guy that you probably could stash on the bench. If you need a spot start, it's not a bad option if you're dealing with an injury or you don't feel great about the matchup. But next couple weeks, probably a little better for Geno.
Maybe give us a couple tight ends.
Oh, we got him. You looking to pick one up this week?
Someone in chat's asking / I have Kittle who might not play again.
Sure. Yep. We got a couple tight ends we like. Real quick, we got a subby from I'm Flacco coming in. What's the play for the Tigers game and Doyers game? It's probably Rays ML half unit or Rays plus 1.5 in that Tigers game. And I like the Dodgers late night on the ML, but don't know if I'm going to get there because it's still Dodgers ML. W subby Flacco. Tight ends. We can go to tight ends first now. Zach Ertz. One of the best tight ends in the NFL this season. I mean, not much competition, to be honest with you. Tight ends have been so bad, but Zach Ertz has been a great safety net for Jayden Daniels. Not as much last night, but especially in the first two games when they were trying to get Jayden Daniels comfortable with that offense and the short passes. I do think on the road this week in a revenge game against Arizona, Cliff Kingsbury against his former team, Zach Ertz against his former team. You're telling me Cliff Kingsbury, who we know confirmed now is a little bit petty after hearing some of those college-like offense chirps, throwing the ball downfield to Terry and changing some things up. I feel like he'll be doing the same thing, trying to feed his guy Ertz. They were both together in Arizona in a revenge narrative. And I also like points in that game. Totals up from 45, the opener, to 50.5. Probably after the Monday Night Football game and seeing how good and how much the offense has improved for Washington, right? I don't think we win this game. I think we'll be in an L game script. That could be good for Ertz, especially in the second half. I think he's a great pickup at tight end for this week against his former team. And I think their offense, once again, you're going to see hell points in this game against Arizona. We'd probably lose, but Zach Ertz could be a solid pickup at tight end if you need one.
Jeez. Yeah, could be a solid option.
What about Tyler Conklin? I know, Mike, you'll like this one. Tyler Conklin on the Jets, coming off his best game for the Jets. I feel like him going against a really good Broncos defense this week that's going to try to eliminate some of the stud wide receivers for the Jets. Maybe it'll be another Conklin game this week. I feel like he's the second best pickup at tight end right behind Ertz for this week.
Real quick, Krabs, I need to fix my Martians, so apologies if it fucks up the audio.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yeah, chat, what do you guys think about this two tight ends, Zach Ertz and Tyler Conklin? I feel like those are your two best looks at tight end to pick up for this week. Yay Lad said, love me some Conk. Sure. W's. Just put a waiver in for Conklin, Godson said. Yes, I like that. Yes, I like that. How's the Survivor League going for BTL? Yeah, I'm out. I jinxed myself and said I was the best Survivor player ever and immediately lost. So I'm out on Survivor, unfortunately. Yeah, we move. Is Komet a flash in the pan or real? Until Caleb Williams and that offense figures it out, maybe Cole Kmet is a decent option in the coming weeks, but I don't think you can trust Cole Kmet. I don't really think he's worth a pickup if he's even available still in your league. I just don't think he's that good. I really don't.
Yeah. I think I'm not a Komet guy. And truth be told, I'm really not a Conklin guy either. I think that was, if we want to talk about flash in the pan, I don't think he's going to put up absolute bagels like he nearly did the first 2 weeks, but I'm not buying into that nearly as much as some other people seem to be. I feel like the key this week for tight ends, because there's not really much out there if you're picking up on the waiver wire, you got to get some tight end upside. There's some guys that are going to have opportunity with injuries. So like the sneaky option that I would probably throw out there while we're talking about Andy Dalton of the Panthers is Tommy Tremble. He played a shit ton more snaps last week, even before Adam Thielen got injured, and then he's supposed to be out a couple weeks. So like there's, I think, a lot of opportunity outside of the fact that they're playing the Bengals defense, who we just saw give up a lot to the Commanders, and Zach Ertz feasted in that second half too. So he's a guy I wouldn't be surprised to see get in the end zone, and he's definitely going to get a little fatter target share along with him and Mingo and I don't know, a couple of those guys that are going to be pass catchers. So I would not hate that at all.
Maybe a little Tommy Tremble look in Carolina this week.
Yeah.
That could be a good look in like 12 and 14-man leagues, little deeper leagues. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Let's power through the running back and receiving positions here, guys. A couple big names. Depends on, your league and who's available, but try to pick guys who are mostly available. Bucky Irving, though, is probably one of those names that might already be taken. If not, you better put a claim in for Bucky. And I'll let Jovan go ahead and take the wheel here and talk about why he's a great pickup at running back.
Ooh, echoes.
Check.
Maybe it's us hearing it. Oh, there we go. Might be back.
www.
But yeah, all I'll say for Bucky Irving is, I told you so. We're already here, even quicker than expected. Rachaad White is rat shit, and I'm surprised that we got to the point that we are right now, where you have Todd Bowles acknowledging that Bucky Irving is the guy and a much better runner of the football, and he's going to start giving him more snaps. And here we are in week 4 when everything fell apart last week for the Bucs, and really the only guy that suited up in that uniform for the Bucs that looked good last week against the Broncos was Bucky Irving. So like he's going to be RB1 sooner than you realize, and even like a couple weeks from now it may be official. But Rachaad White is fucking terrible. We learned that he can be a third down back, but he is a horrendous runner of the football. So if you don't have Bucky Irving by now, you probably should have. But if you have the chance to get him, spend whatever fab you can get on him, because I'll literally unload the bow. You need him on your team.
You should spend fab on Bucky Irving. That's a guy you're going to want on your team at the end of the season as well. 2 running backs who might only be good for you this week, who I like to pick up if you need a running back. Rico Dowdle for Dallas in a W game script where I think they'll be winning against the Giants. I feel like this could be the week we finally see Rico Dowdle step up and do something. And trust me, that Giants rush defense is terrible. That's how the Commanders beat them in week 2. I feel like the Cowboys, with all the turmoil and drama going on and them being moose shits, they might just run the ball a million times. And it could be Rico Dowdle day. I like him for a pickup this week. Antonio Gibson on the Patriots. This is more of a, depth pick. You might not even need this guy, but if you do need a running back, you're in a deeper league, maybe a 14-man league. I feel like Gibby is a pretty good pickup this week. They're only going to keep using him in the pass game more and more as the season goes on. And with how bad Ramondre Stevenson's been with the fumbles, with the injuries, I wouldn't be surprised if Gibson takes more of a role as the actual running back for the Patriots until we see Ramondre figure it the fuck out. I would not be shocked if Ramondre gets punished and sees much less reps this week, especially. That's why I think Gibson's a really good look for week 4. Maybe not going forwards, but Gibson, still a very underrated talent, very, very athletic. You just got to get him the rock. And I feel like this is the week where the Patriots will look to get him the rock way more than Ramondre, who kind of fucked them over last week. I like Gibby in deeper leagues.
Yeah, you can only assume. I know the Niners they just lost outright to a Rams team with, I don't know, a bunch of injuries themselves. So you don't really know what team's going to show up, but you can kind of assume the Patriots are going to be in a trailing script for a good part of that game too, which as much as you're going to see Ramondre, it's probably passing script for Antonio Gibson out of the backfield too, which would not hurt at all.
Yep. One or a couple other wide receivers here. That's all I have at running back, gents. Jauan Jennings, if he's even still available. Obviously, he was probably a better pickup last week when he had 1 million points. But if he's available, it's pretty clear that the connection between him and Brock Purdy is strong. And I love Jauan Jennings, glue guy, leader on that team. I don't expect him to put up 40 points a week, but he's a pretty solid wide receiver claim. Clearly, I mean, he's ranked the 4th receiver right now after last week. He's a solid look. Darnell Mooney on Atlanta. It's pretty clear that him and Kirk Cousins have really good chemistry early on the season. I think he's worth some fab. I'd honestly rather spend some fab on Darnell Mooney probably than Jauan Jennings once the 49ers get healthy in the second half of the season and he's not as useful. Darnell Mooney could be a guy who's useful the whole season. I like Mooney, and he's probably available in more leagues. Trent, you're going to hate me for this one, but Andre Ilyasovas, the fucking wide receiver on the Bengals last night, who caught another touchdown and now has 3 tutties this year and has stolen them from Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and the rest of the fucking Bengals. Clearly Joe Burrow likes throwing to this kid in the red zone, and I don't know if that's going to slow down. So talk about a receiver who might not get as many looks or targets, but when he does, they're all in the red zone. He might be worth a stash. We'll see if he can keep stealing and poaching touchdowns from Trent's guy, Jamar Chase. Javon, Xavier Legette, and Jonathan Mingo. You want to talk about these two Panthers?
Yeah, I mean, just like I was talking about Tommy Tremble, basically, the next couple weeks, or for the next couple weeks, you should probably get in now. Get you some Panthers pass catchers. Obviously the offense was better, much better against the Raiders. We saw that. It's not going to be like that every single week, but now without feeling out, he's a crucial part of what Dalton sees in that offense. Like Deontay Johnson is back and having a resurgence. We love to see that. It opens the door for other guys like Legette, other guys like Mingo, other guys like Tremble. There's going to be plenty of room for pass catching, unlike, the first couple weeks. So get involved where you can. I would say my favorite would probably be Mingo because he's the guy that's been there already in the system. And I don't know, he's been a bigger target, I think, than a lot of people have already thought he was going to be with the additions they made for the team. But Legette's a solid option in Tremble too. So get involved, especially for this week, obviously, them playing the Bengals.
Javon, out of all the guys we just named, who's the one dude, and why is it Bucky Irvin, who you want to spend your fab on and get this week?
I mean, if you have a chance to empty the ball on Bucky Irving, empty the ball on Bucky Irving. Not just for redraft leagues, but for Dynasty too. I mean, whatever you have to do to get him, he's going to be the starting running back for this Bucs team for a couple years. This isn't just a flash in the pan thing. So get him while you can, especially in this system where the Bucs are going to be running the ball a shit ton more than last year in a Canales system.
Sure. I'll go Zach Ertz at tight end. I know a lot of people need tight ends, a lot of injuries, a lot of underperforming tight ends. If you need a tight end this week, guys, please pick up Zach Ertz in a revenge game. Although the Commanders might not win this week, there should be points, and I feel like he'll be used heavily in that Cliff Kingsbury offense against their former team. Give me Zach Ertz. All right, let's move. Let's talk about some goat whale updates. Trent, I want to give you the floor here. You said it last night on Sweats. This is the first time in years you've had the goat whale at the tape through 3 weeks? How are you feeling?
I feel great, dude. Like, fuck. I'm so thrilled that we got 2 from Jamar last night. Yep. I really needed 1. If we didn't get 1, I was probably going to chalk it, low key. We got 2, which was just unbelievably massive. We'll go from the top, though. Jared Goff currently is the 8th ranked quarterback in terms of yards passing at 723. I wish he was slinging it a little bit more. It's a little bit frustrating the way he's looked so far, but he's still on pace. We need a couple 300 Johns. Like, we really need it. We can't be hovering. We can't be struggling to get 200 like he did last week with 199. Right. Cannot have that shit. But I'm confident. I'm keeping my head up here with Goff, hoping he just figures it out and dials in. They haven't updated Josh Allen yet, but
I mean,
stop,
0 picks.
Dude. Stop.
We cannot have 0 picks. How about that, Stephen A? He told me that was a shit bet.
I still don't know how he didn't throw a pick last night. He had 4 opportunities, legitimately 4 passes that could have been picked off.
He was trying.
Trent, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. We take that.
He was trying everything he could, dude. Up 30 points, throwing it in double coverage. Like, what are we doing?
Yep.
But I don't know, dude. I don't want to prematurely start celebrating, but I don't see a world that doesn't hit.
Don't even finish that sentence, dude. Don't even finish that sentence. Move on to the next one.
2 picks coming this week.
I just sent Lauren a little text here because kind of worried about Bijan, low key.
Ooh. What do you have for him again? Rushing receiving yards?
Rushing receiving. He's still on pace. He's kind of the same exact situation as Jared Goff in terms of being on pace, like almost exactly his fucking line. Last week didn't help at all. I think he had 50 something, but he definitely made up for it in the first 2 weeks. So he's kind of right back with last week's kind of rat shit performance, right back literally on track to barely go over his line. So Lauren, you'll be hearing from me more. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
She said in chat he had one bad game, man. Grow up. Is what she said.
You'll be hearing from me regularly.
The good thing is about Bijan, he's got a matchup at home against the Saints this week. And we just saw Saquon, once the Eagles finally just started handing Saquon the ball, good things happen against the Saints. I do feel like Atlanta will try to establish the run against the Saints here early, and maybe we see a Bijan legacy game at home, with them being favorites against the Saints, who are 2-1. After a bad game, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Saints bounce back, but I feel like at home, that could be a W game script for Bijan against that rushing attack.
Yeah.
You should feel pretty good about it.
Transitioning into Saquon, that 60 whatever yard run that he had kind of was swept under the rug a little bit for how fucking massive that was.
And for Eagles ML bettors as well. I thought that shit was cake.
Yeah.
Shout out Saquon. Yes.
I mean, what a goat, dude. He's already at 300. We're almost halfway home.
That's crazy.
And
just stay healthy.
It is week 3. We just finished week 3. He's almost halfway home.
Yep.
Nuts.
Respect.
So
doing his fucking job.
He's projected 2K, which hasn't happened. When's the last time that's happened? CJ
2K.
Literally CJ 2K probably.
That's crazy.
I mean, look, the worse Jalen Hurts looks, and I really don't think that's going to improve. I just don't think he's that good. So I feel like the more this offense will end up leaning on Saquon now. Let's hope that doesn't result in too many carries, too much wear and tear,
definitely,
and potential injury down the line. But you got to feel really good about the spot you're in with Saquon.
Yeah, what else? Very valid points. So right now, you've heard 4. Last leg is, of course, Jamar with 2 TDs. We only need 7 more, which feels good to say. Really does.
Yep.
And it really bothered me that that fuckers like Ilyasova and fucking Wan'Dale Robinson had more TDs than him. So at least we could cross some of those bozos off the list. However, Ilyasova still ahead.
I mean, he's him. Pick him up in your fucking leagues, chat. He's him. Well, look, Jamar Chase in another W game script here this weekend on the roads with backs against the wall, 0-3 against the Panthers and that moose shit defense. The total in that game up to 48 from 46. Bengals still favorites on the road, even after losing that game last night. I feel like it could be another weekend for Jamar Chase finding the pay dirt, finding the end zone, knock on wood. I think he might get another one, Trent.
Before we move on to Jovan, I need you both to talk me out of my theory that the Bengals continue to be this moose shit. They're going to sit Jamar Chase.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, Trent.
Dude.
Listen, if they had Jamar Chase under contract for another season,
that would be one thing.
That would make sense, Trent, but he's not even on the team next year, number one. Number two, clearly there's some beef between him and the organization with these negotiations going on. It's not going well. They're probably not going to figure out a deal. 99 times out of 100, when the shit goes down, the team ends up saying, kick rocks after the end of the season. We're not working with you. Go find a new team. But they're not going to make any crazy changes or adjustments. They're not going to bench him at the end of the season. No, there's no reason for that. What would they be saving him for? It's not like he's under contract next season. They're trying to keep him healthy. He's not going to be on this team next year at this point.
He is under contract. They just don't have the extension. It's like it doesn't do anything for them to sit him.
Let me look. Jamar Chase insurance policy explaining the $50 million safety net taken out by the Bengals wide receiver after failed contract negotiations. So if the team is taking out a $50 million insurance policy because they don't think he's going to fucking re-sign and they're worried about him, I don't know, getting hurt or some shit, I feel like that means they're not going to bench him. Why would they take out that insurance policy if they weren't even going to play him?
Well,
so that should make you feel better right there off the rip.
They're also getting Jamar Chase games on a rookie deal. If you're a team and you're getting Jamar Chase value on a rookie deal for however long before he signs an extension, whether it's with them or whether it's somewhere else, like you're not making that executive call without like an injury.
Now, there is a club option for this upcoming season. Like they could let him go if they don't want him on the team anymore. But even if that's the case, Trent, there's no scenario where they do that and bench him this season. There's not one scenario where Jamar Chase sits this season. There's none. There's none.
Makes me feel good. Thank you, fellas.
You don't need to worry about that. Okay. And we do need to pick it up here a little bit and get to the sharp report here, gents, just so we can get some winners for today. But W update there on the goat whale, Trent. Knock on wood, you got to be feeling pretty darn good as of right now, but still a lot of work to be done.
And last thing, I'd like to just come forward and tragically announce that Rafael Devers is officially red on my goat whale.
God damn it.
Jeez.
Well, it was a good run. He started out hot. He was hitting nukes left and right, and it just wasn't enough. That's tough.
Rest in peace.
Right. That could be a W segue here into the sharp report because, we're going to bring up some baseball. We're going to bring up some WNBA, I believe. Rumor has it Trent might have a WNBA play on the card, but we'll start with mine. We'll go over my first 5 under here in the Orioles versus the Yankees game today. 2 crummy pitchers on the bump in this game, Creamer and Schmidt. Sorry, Goots. But getting a little bit of respect on Prize Picks. Both of them have a hits allowed square that makes me think they're going to pitch better than people expect. And I like the first 5 under in this game, get in, get out. Although the bullpens have been fine for both squads of late, especially since the Orioles let go of Craig Kimbrell. I just want to get in, get out here with a first 5 under 4.5 and back both these starting pitchers to do their jobs. I was shocked to see Dean Kramer up for a hits allowed square that is pretty green against the Yankees offense that started to get going in the last 2 games. And then Clark Schmidt is coming off an atrocious outing, but overall this season he's been good. So I think he bounces back at home against the Orioles offense. It's still kind of struggling here at the end of the season. And I think this will be kind of a playoff type atmosphere game. I know the Yankees pretty much have the AL East locked up right now, but with 2 of these teams facing off and both of these teams are probably going to be playoff squads, I think we get a tight, low-scoring affair, some nervous bats up there, some young nervous bats, especially for the O's, and a playoff-type atmosphere in this series up on the road in New York. I'm not expecting many runs. I think the Yankees scored a good amount the last couple nights. Aaron Judge getting back on track, but seeing Dean Kramer up there for that 4.5 hits allowed square is really weird. I'll take the under in the first 5, get in, get out. One of the nastier plays of the day on the MLB slate.
Yeah, I'm in. It's a big game. 2 shit teams. Kind of don't mind that.
Sure. We can snake draft here because we do have Gutsy back today. We can go to Jovan's straight bets. Let's see what he's on for today. Ooh,
sure.
Twins.
Starting with the Twins, mucking platter against the Marlins. Obviously, the game means a shit ton more for one team than it does the other. Twins need this win bad, and I think they have a great chance to do it pretty comfortably up against Ryan Weathers, who I think he's had 1 start under his belt since he's back, which was against the Dodgers, and he got absolutely destroyed. I don't give him too much flack for that because that's a ridiculously tough matchup to come back from and see. But this Twins team has not been as good against lefties like in the last month or so, and they've been like the majority of the year because like you stack righties and you have a lot of pop in that lineup. So ideally they should be a lot better than they've been lately. They've been absolutely terrible. This feels like the matchup where they're able to get their footing underneath him and absolutely destroy Ryan Weathers, who, like, when he came back against the Dodgers, he was attacking them pretty early, which, he didn't walk anybody, but he got 5 runs. That's kind of the Ryan Weathers experience. Now I feel like you get a little bit of the command issues with him being pretty cute, allowing a lot of traffic, and the Twins are going to take advantage. A couple people I think are going to hit some pretty hard balls with guys in scoring position. So I think this is a comfortable win, and I have no trouble on the other side backing Bailey O'Bear against the Marlins, really, on the road.
I like it. Laying it on the road, or at home, with the Marlins on the road and Weathers. God, they're up to minus 250 with O'Bear on the bump.
Seems pretty fat with how shit the Twins have been playing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, dudes. Total's up from 7.5 to 8. Probably getting some runs in this game, and they're probably not coming from Miami on the road. I like it. W play. Trent, what do you got for us, my man?
My first pick, I'm going with the Cubs. This will probably be my only straight bet on the books today. Only because the Phillies coming off a playoff clinching win last night. Saw some content about them getting absolutely fucking blacked out, as they should. But they're not ready to suit them up today. They're losing. Can't tell you anything about the splits, about how Steele's looked in his last few games. Nothing. Just taking that narrative, bro. I have a lot of respect to the both of you and to anyone who is still putting in the time, work, and effort to lab up shit on the diamond, man.
Yeah. Look, when playoff comes around, you'll have some more life, right? I know you will. You're a baseball guy. It's tough right now. I get it. Someone's got to do it, though. And I like this
you're
play,
probably going to see tonight, Trent.
Who?
Taijuan Walker.
Really?
It's like a bullpen-ish game for the Phillies. They're just throwing out a bunch of arms, and this is probably the spot where Taijuan Walker comes out of the pen and gets some innings. So you're probably going to see him at some point.
That would be fantastic.
If I had to guess.
That'd be great. Chat, should I take up that dude's offer and go to the Astros game?
You might have to.
I'm going to send him a DM before I forget.
You might have to. You should. You should at least inquire on it. I like this play, Trent. Cubs up from -115 to -130. Maybe that's because of the news with the Phillies pitchers potentially putting out Taijuan Walker, who's atrocious in this game. Or maybe it's because, the Phillies just clinched last night, partied like crazy, as they should. And W system in baseball, fading teams the day after they clinch. Love this play, even with Steele still coming back from an injury. I think this is only like his second or third outing back. Correct me if I'm wrong, but still catching some steam and some respect. And Justin Steele's one of those guys who just goes out there and pitches well damn near every start. I think the Cubs ML is a really solid play on the road as favorites. I like it.
Let's go.
I do. Now, the Aces, -7.5, that might be a different story here. I'm going to need a sell job on that one.
Yeah. Remind me who they play again. I forget the name.
They play
Storm.
Yeah, Seattle Storm. Yep.
Yeah. I just don't think it's a fair matchup here, man. Don't get cute trying to take Storm with the points. There's legit zero shot.
Yep.
None.
They actually just played the Aces in the last game of the regular season, and they did not cover against the Aces. They lost by 11.
That was actually
9.5.
That was actually the last. Was that not game 1 of this series, or am I tripping?
I think that was the last regular season game. But somebody in chat could probably correct me if I'm wrong. I believe. Oh, it was game 1. Yeah.
So I'm dialed. I'm fucking dialed.
Yeah. Damn.
Okay. Yeah. Vegas, tough place to play, man. I've gone to a playoff game. That place is rowdy, I will say. Really tough. Mom, Pa will be there. But yeah, I think we might be getting Mom and Pa's Aces again.
You think they're back? They ended the
Could be
season
your Pa's
great.
Aces.
They're showing signs.
Yeah, I talked to
Showing
Pa, and he
signs.
said, this is the team I remember watching.
Bro.
Dude,
And
yeah,
you know
Seattle, the Storm scored 2 points in the fourth quarter of the last game. 2.
Bro. Yeah, the Aces defense is legit.
2.
You know what play I like in that game? The under. I like the under.
Really?
Yeah, totals down from 162.5 to 158.5. That's probably what I would take.
Okay.
That could be Ma.
And you're right, Trent. This is game 2. I don't know why it's not updated where I was looking at the scores, but after checking, Vegas is up 1-0. And then the other game, New York Liberty is up 1-0 against the Atlanta Dream. If anybody's looking for some updates. Trent, you're laying in with the Aces. Rumor has it this could be Ma and Pa's Aces. I guess tonight we'll find out if they can win game 2 and cover the second game in a row in the playoffs. All right. Jovan, what do you got?
Go to the Rockies. Don't want to bet on too many teams that are not playing for too much. But the one thing with the Rockies that I feel like is on their side, if you want to talk about motivation-wise, I do really like backing pitchers that have struggled throughout the season, and then they start to get it together like the last couple months of the season. And talked about this like the last couple of times. I think the dude's pitched, but Ryan Feltner has started to really get something going in the past like couple months or so, especially like his last couple starts in general. That he's been really fucking good. He gets to face. If you want to talk about a team that's checked out, the Rockies at least have a lot of young guys in this situation. The Cardinals, they got guys who've been in this league for years. You know, young guys sprinkled in there. Obviously, you talk about like Mason Wynn and I guess some of the pitching too, but. You got Arenado, you got Goldie, you got Donovan, you got a lot of guys that are pretty checked out at this point. And they've been in the league for a while, but I think it's actually a good matchup for Ryan Feltner too. You got Feltner going up against McGreevy of all people, and you see a 10.5 total, even like this late in the season. I feel like that seems pretty telling that you're going to get something from one of these arms, and I think it's more so from Ryan Feltner. I think he continues his success and builds some momentum going to the offseason. I like his matchup. Then on the other side, McGreevy is probably not going to be in there for too long. He went like 3 innings in the last start they brought him up. He can be stretched out as a full starter, so we'll see what the plan is. But I like the bats to show up today for the Rockies. I feel like this is a rare time where I get to back their arms a little bit, and I think the bats come alive against whatever cast of pitchers you're going to see from the Cardinals and who they're throwing out after McGreevy today. Perhaps muted potentials.
Let me play devil's advocate here for a second, because I wouldn't say this is the sharpest play on the board today. Ryan Feltner has been really good of late, right? I talked about that in that last start he had when they won outright on the ML. I think they were on the sharp reports. Feltner's been great, but Feltner's got some really concerning squares up on the board today. Not going to lie. That 15.5 pitching outs is scary after he's been him. He's got a 2.5 runs allowed square that is a goblin after only giving up 4 runs combined in his last 3 outings, which I thought was weird with the total moving down in this game and the Cardinals as favorites anyways, with Rando McGreevy on the bump against Feltner, who's been really good. So, Jovan, I'll be honest, I don't love this play, but you're more dialed into the MLB diamond than I am, and maybe it's a good thing I don't like it, considering when we're both in the same play, it's cake of late. So, not my favorite play, and I think Feltner... Prize Picks is disrespecting him. Maybe he just deals again. I don't know. I mean, it is against the Cardinals, who get book respect when they probably shouldn't, but I am a little bit concerned after looking at Prize Picks and some of the splits and the total moving down in this game. I'm concerned.
Yeah. Well, it is in course. So I'll calc it up to course tax on a lot of the squares. It's kind of how I looked at it.
All right. Let's keep moving to grooving here. The under in the Mets and Braves game, another playoff type atmosphere game where I want to take an under. Severino and Schwellenbach, not the best pitchers on the bump, but the total in this game has held strong with more bets and handle on the over. And again, I think this will be a low scoring playoff type atmosphere between these two NLE squads. We're still battling it out for the playoffs, although the Mets right now are looking, pretty good, 2 games ahead of the Braves. Atlanta needs to win this game. Their backs are against the wall if they want to even sneak into the playoffs at this point. And in a game like that, I want my coins on the under. I want to fade the offenses. I want to back these 2 starting pitchers who, have a combined 7.5 ERA. Not great, but at times this season, they've both been pretty solid, Severino and Schwellenbach, and I think they deal today. I like the under in this game. The splits look great. Another playoff type atmosphere where I want to fade the offenses and back the starting pitchers.
Sure.
Right? The A's on the ML. Jovan, I am with you on this one. I do like the A's. And again, this is the last series in the Oakland Coliseum ever, by the way, so I don't want to let that get swept. Mitch Spence has been pretty solid of late. He's been very inconsistent this season, but Mitch Spence also has some really good squares up on Prize Picks as well for today, like that 17.5 pitching out square that I'll talk about in a moment. I feel pretty good about Mitch Spence against the Rangers, who at this point have 0 to play for. They're toast. I can't even imagine how they get motivated after winning the World Series last year. Now they're almost 10 games under 500. They're going on the road to finish their season at the Coliseum. The place is supposed to be packed. They're going to sell it out. The last series at home in Oakland. I want to back Mitch Spence and the A's, and I think they win this series. Although it might make too much sense baseball narrative-wise, Oakland winning their last series at home. I don't care. The Rangers are dead. Evaldi's nothing special. What the heck does he have to get up for today and prove? That dude's toast. He's waiting for the offseason so he can go on vacation. And I'll back Mitch Spence with some weird Prize Pick squares who's looked okay of late.
Yeah, right there with you, Krabs. I like the A's because Evaldi at this point in the season, I mean, these last couple starts, it's been weird because I wouldn't say weird because it makes a lot of sense. The arm is gassed because he doesn't have the same velo on his fastball. The off speed is not sharp, which is why, like, uncharacteristically, he's been a guy lately that's given up a lot of base hits, and teams have been able to stack that up against him. Like in his last start against the Blue Jays, 11 hits and 4 2/3. And if you're a lineup like the A's, who if you let them stack hits, they're going to hit it a lot further. And if you don't make them strike out, that's when they're able to stack offense. It's a little concerning, and I wouldn't rule out too. I mean, this being, I think, his last start of the season, or maybe he gets one more after. I wouldn't really rule out a potential shortened workload for him either. And he gets pulled from this game a little early, and we see more of the Rangers bullpen, which can only help. But I feel like this is a spot where I'll probably be back in the A's in every single game because I think they win this series. But against Eovaldi, who's looking gassed at this point in the season, I will gladly tap in.
Okay. A's on the ML as short dogs. See how it plays out. I love it. All right, Trent, you got one more straight bet for the peeps?
I do. The Stros under.
Ooh.
Right hawk to it.
Okay.
Did not go under yesterday, I don't think. Oh no, sure enough it did.
It's snuck. Yep.
I swear, dude, these fucking unders are insane. In Minute Maid. And we're going right back to it. As a contrarian in Krabs, I'm sure you look at this game and probably don't like that under because it looks too easy, no?
But it's still a Houston under, and Faden Framber and Gilbert in Seattle is, not a great move. Continue.
Wait, say that again?
I don't hate it.
Okay.
I don't hate it.
But yeah, I mean, this play, I kind of wish I was just more on the wagon of the unders all year rather than the run line for the Stros because I feel like they've been hitting every fucking game. But we got Framber on bump and when Logan Gilbert, I don't see a world where there's 7 fucking runs in this game, dude. It's going to be a 4-1, 3-1 final like every Mariners game is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gilbert's coming off a gem against the Yankees, which for him was big because they typically own him. Let's see what Framber's been done or what square he's.
The Stros just can't fucking hit. Like, they cannot hit. Like, someone asked Jovan who's winning the World Series, and he said literally anybody but the Stros. I'm kind of there with him, bro.
More just fucking with you, but it's a little concerning. I mean, I can tell you, like, it feels weird. It feels weird, kind of the spot they're in. I don't know if I'd be taking the Stros at this point, but they could just be one of those teams that heat up. So I was kind of joking. I still do like the Stros, but if you're talking about one team that's for sure not winning the World Series, it's probably the Padres with every single future ticket in America, including one that I have and Krabs has as well, on them. They aren't winning, unfortunately. But
dude, well, I will tell you, if they play the Dodgers, they're winning.
Yeah, they'll probably win a series.
This series starting tonight is so important. Like, and you will not catch me betting on it.
That's why I think the under is a really good look in this game. Astros still trying to clinch the division, right, against Seattle here with a couple more wins. I feel like this is another good under, even if it's square. I mean, the total dropped from 7.5 to 7. Even that juice on the under 7 now is loose. We're seeing it, leaning towards that under. We might even see 6.5 aloof by first pitch. Who knows? So even with some weird prize pick squares up that make it seem like Gilbert and Framber might not have their best days, maybe that's because they're facing playoff offenses. I don't know. I surely would not be taking the over in this game. I don't take overs in Houston ever. So as squares it might look on paper, I still think it's a solid look, Trent, in a playoff type atmosphere with 2 games really needing wins. That correlates with the under, 9 times out of 10. I like it.
Yep. And I gotta say this too before we get to our squares, Trent. Ellie in LA, Lamar in Dallas. You know what that is tonight? Playoff preview potentially.
Wait. I need to guess this.
Guess it. We can go to our squares.
On the diamond, surely, yeah.
On the diamond, yep.
I have to guess it.
It's really not that difficult.
Is it not Manny in LA? It's got to be Manny in LA.
I was going to say Tatis in LA.
Dude, you don't think Manny's doing fucking splits on it in LA?
Probably is. You take Tatis to go yard, Manny to go yard. You're getting one of them, I would say, in this game. But
you know what?
Tatis.
Is Campuzano in the lineup tonight?
Trent, he got literally sent down to AAA.
Yeah, he ain't even on the roster.
He's in the minors. Yep.
They should fucking bring him back up for this series, dude. He's bonds against the Dodgers.
Yes.
This isn't even the game. It's Gunnar and NY. It's not this. I don't know why we're talking about this.
All right,
Gunnar had a spot on the stage, and he was hitting ground balls in the Derby. We can move on from Gunnar.
Goots, you lost your privilege.
Most valuable Oriole. I don't know if you saw.
That might be the worst award of all time.
Let's reel it back in here, folks.
Yeah, reel it back in. We gotta power
reel back in
squares.
here, folks. I know we had to cash the over half a Gooch chart for his teams. We had to cash it, but let's reel it back in here because we got to power through these prize pick squares and then get to the squad ride for the people. So we're gonna do a quick 2-minute drill for these prize pick squares. Just go ahead and pitch both of them. I'll get it started. I'll go over my first two here. How about Salvi Perez up for a Reddit out run square with the juice even on the books against my Nats today? Salvi's probably hitting a nuke. I know Jovan's got a couple other nugs for Salvi today as well, but I've already seen it. Salvador Perez crossing home plate against Mitchell Parker and my Nats, and I feel like Mitchell Parker is the perfect matchup for Salvi, a soft-throwing lefty who likes to rely on that off-speed, that curveball. I feel like I've already seen Salvi take one out of the fucking park, unfortunately, in this game tonight, and with the weird squares up for him, I feel like it's already happened, to be honest with you, against my Nats with that Reddit out run square. He's crossing home plate today. Whenever I see a big chunky like Salvi Perez up there, who's literally got a 0 speed in MLB The Show with the Reddit out charts, you take those, you're cashing more often than not. Okay, Salvi's crossing home plate. And then for the Mitch Spence square, like I already mentioned earlier, that is a ridiculously high square against the defending World Series champions, who, in my opinion, are completely checked out and dead at this point. I think Mitch Spence has one more great start under his belt, his final start of the season at home. Just means more for Mitch Spence, who's been okay of late, but this crazy pitching out square that's way higher than it should be, I feel like it's pretty telling, and he's pitching 6 innings in this contest, cashing this with 18 outs.
In front of the packed out fans too, Krabs.
Sure.
Stadium's going to be rocking.
Jovan, you got 2 squares for the peeps?
I do. You already mentioned Salvi. I like the bases just because I don't know. I have more luck with his bases than his run. So I'll go there. Like you said, perfect matchup for him. He's going to sit on off speed and Mitchell Parker is going to give it to him. So I think he's sending one to Mars. It's also, Salvi home run fade for Krabs, and he's playing in DC against this guy. He's for sure going yard. W narrative there. But other square, Ryan Jeffers, who I really like. I needed a twin square. That's my twin square. Especially like in this square or in this game, if you look at like Ryan Weather squares, command usually an issue. He didn't have any walks in his first start back against the Dodgers. I think he's going to tonight. What does that equal? That equals full platter for Ryan Jeffers. So like if he doesn't do it just on a home run on its own, I feel like there's going to be plenty of guys on base. So I don't know, for him to be like the leading run scoring candidate in the middle of that lineup after you have a full platter of walks and base hits stacked from the top of that lineup. So wherever he ends up, I think there's going to be plenty of guys on base and also have a lefty killer in there against Ryan Weathers for however many times he sees him. So give me Jeffers Bonds.
Are we seeing Matt Wallner get active today?
I wouldn't think so. With Weathers on the mound, he might like pinch hit after he's out of the game, but I'd be surprised.
Okay. Just had to ask. And Mitch Spence bumped down to 17. Great. Trent. You've got a couple squares for the peeps that might surprise them. I'm going to need some sell jobs on these two gentlemen. What do we got?
We got the NPC 2-man of the day.
Sure.
Let's start with Eric Wagman.
Eric Wagyu Steaks. What do you like about him today?
He's kind of a wag, and I didn't even mean to use that pun there. But he's been seeing beach balls, okay? Facing the White Sox. Let me remind myself who's pitching that game. Oh, Nick Cannon is pitching. That dude's fucking horrible. Horrible. I like the at-bats I've seen out of Wagman lately, and I'm taking his hit run RBI.
Bro. Okay.
I got no sell job for you, bro. Who the fuck is Eric Wagman?
I don't know, but why is he up on the board? It's probably hitting. I guess that's a good part, right?
Yeah.
And what about
runs in that game? So I'm in.
What about Thomas Segis, who people probably don't even know who the fuck that is?
As an Angels fan who has their noties on for every run that's scored in a game, Wagman's been on the noties the last couple games a lot.
Yeah. Okay, Wagamama.
Listen, I was looking at the board. I was like, bro, I'm not doing no Bobby, Ellie. Fuck, I can't do this today. I can't. I have a better shot at just going and picking 4 NPCs to do their job more than I will hitting a super goat.
Trent, you might as well
You're
just
right.
take John Pork at this point.
You might as well
They
be on
took his
John
hit run
Pork.
RBI square off.
Dude, no, they have Pork run square out though.
And then we got Thomas Sagandis.
Thomas Suck on D's. What do you like about him?
We're in Coors in that one, right? Or no? Tell me we're in Coors. Yes. Bro. You can put John Pork in Coors. I'd take his hit run RBI.
Okay.
Minus 140 on the book for Wagaman.
That's crazy if that's true. You better lock that in right now, chat, responsibly before it gets taken off the board.
Can I at least share the 4-piece NPC that I have paired with these two?
Yeah, just make it quick because we got to wrap this up.
Kyle Manzardo and Connor Norby.
Connor Norby, O's legend. Yeah. Sure.
There we go.
Okay. I mean, Trent, that's so crazy. It just might work, man. I mean, I'd rather you take a lineup like that than Bobby Witt, Jordan. I think you got a way better chance as well of cashing it.
Facts. Why not?
I like where your head's at today. We'll see if these 2 random McGees can show up and do their jobs. All right. W's. Chat. Hope you guys enjoyed the Sharp Reports. Hope you guys got plenty of milk, plenty of winners. Why don't we lock in and hit a fucking squad ride today? Gootsy, run that shit. I want to see that train. All right, gentlemen, tempo and pace today. Let's go ahead and find some winners for the squad rides. We don't have too many options. A lot of baseball, a little bit of WNBA. I still like our chances, though. We had some W sell jobs. Jovan, I'll start with you. I'll be honest. I mean, I don't love the Rockies play. And every time we put a play in here that we both have on the Sharp Report, it loses. And we both are on the Athletics, but we don't have that many plays anyways. You want to start out with the Twins run line?
Yeah, because the Twins is probably my favorite play anyway.
Good. Twins minus 1.5. Sure. Which under do you guys like better from me? Is it the Orioles-Yankees first 5 under, or is it the Mets and Braves under?
Dude, I think it's Mets Braves. You know I have Sevy tonsils at the end of the season.
Sure. Sign me up. Say no more. Mets Braves under 8. And I'm thinking maybe we put in Trent's Cubs ML in here.
Yeah.
I like that play.
Love that
Fading the Phillies.
That could be his redemption shot.
Yeah,
could be.
Could.
Now, Chad, I'll say this again for the people in the back. Do not just click that play because Trent fucking pitched it and because you want to see him in piss after the squad ride loses. Pick the best play, the best sell job. Now, that play does go in here because it was one of the best plays and was one of the best sell jobs.
This feels
like the play.
I mean, this feels a little bit more like an Eagles under than a Rangers ML.
Facts. Rangers were so forced. I legit don't even know why I had the audacity to come bring that to you guys.
It's okay.
It's foul.
That's okay. We'll lock in these 3 plays. We'll put that in there.
But if Cubs lose today, that's one I would way more be willing to hang my hat on than DeGrom and the fucking Rangers. Shut up, 100%. Primer.
100%. I mean, Trent, I almost put the Cubbies on there myself. So I think we're in a good spot here. Chat, 3 plays, 3 winners for the squad ride vote today. Click the option that you know is smacking. Click the option that you heard a sell job for today that you cannot stop thinking of. Click the best play on the boards, not the primetime game. Pick the best fucking play available. Okay, 3 plays, 3 winners. Twins minus 1.5, Mets Braves under, and the Cubs on the ML. Hurry up, go, 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 go. You got 1.5 minutes to lock in your vote. If you're watching on YouTube, that's great. Make sure you're subscribed. But make your way over to the Twitch so you can lock in your vote for the squad ride poll and get involved. Okay?
I think this may be a 3-piece, dude.
Get involved.
Might have to place this lay.
Bruh.
I might tail that lay.
What has gotten into you, bro? 3-piece parlay?
Looks like a donk, dude.
Chat, 3 plays, 3 winners. Twins minus 1.5. Mets Braves under 8. And the Cubs on the ML. Okay? Lock them in. Lock them in. Get involved. Click the right buttons, chat. You got about 1 minute left. We got to smack a squad ride today. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Okay? Trent, you going to be sweating out the aces? Minus 7.5?
Yeah, I just wailed the Cubbies.
Good. Dude, they might end up winning the squad ride poll.
Are we gonna be sweating the aces while doing fucking emotes on the other side of the court, or are we actually suiting up to play today, or what?
I mean, I'll suit up to play if Chelly's gonna fucking play team ball.
Little 2K night sweats. Sure. Jack, get involved. Don't forget about it. Don't let it get swept. Sweats tonight. Be there, be square. Looks like the Cubs ML is going to win the squad ride poll here, gents. Trent, they want to give you another chance.
Wow.
All right, we'll see how it plays out.
Wow.
Cubs ML. We'll meet you guys at the cash counter. We're trusting Trent once again. I think he proved and earned himself another chance after those 2 meet on tape college football and NFL plays hit this weekend. I like our chances. This is a much sharper play than the Rangers on the ML on Friday. Let's back the Cubbies and fade the Phillies, who are probably still going to be hammered today after clinching the playoffs. I'm in. Sign me up. Jack, Cubs ML. We'll meet you at the cash counter. Appreciate you guys joining. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place.
Krabs, I'm going to raid Sugar Sean, so don't end it.
Sure. We'll go ahead and raid Sugar Sean. Stick around. Drop some W's in the chat. Let them know that we're here. Let them know that Bookit sent us or sent you. Okay? We'll catch you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll be
seeing ya.